ladies and gentlemen. We are in the I don't know what to call it actually. All I know is that there are female dogs. Of course, we know there's a word for female dogs in the other room. But the problem with that is we are drinking coffee today. We are not drinking shots of whiskey with the bandits in the Continental. We are not doing that today. Now, tomorrow, here on the Chaz. If you thought the tow train was something. Ninja. If you thought the tow train was something, wait until tomorrow evening when the Eagles come a-landing, if you know what I'm saying. Of course, there was some discrepancies today. Actually, I need to bring that up. There was some discrepancies today with High Limit. Speaking of that race, which you do want to tune in, we are probably going to do a lot. Doing these post-race on a weekday doesn't necessarily set everyone straight with their schedule. And then also, to add on to that, I feel like, especially with the tow truck and everything we talked about last time, that we need to be watching this stuff live here while they're pulling all this stuff. Because I feel like as much as I could react after they pulled this stuff on everyone, I almost feel like when I initially react, as it's happening, like my reaction is like 10 times better, just because I feel like maybe I'm going a little too, as Kenny Wallace would say, mean when I, see it and then, I got to bring that up. And then I stew on it for about 30 minutes to an hour before we go live post-race, and then I may be getting a little bit too mean. No, we need to have this happening right as it happens. So stay tuned on the channel tomorrow night. I think we're going to be watching the race in the Continental, of course, tomorrow here on the channel. And like I said, if you thought the tow train was something, ladies and gentlemen, you just don't know. You don't know what you're missing out on. You may find out, though. You may find out if you tune into tomorrow night. So back to tomorrow night, there was confusion on who is actually going to be running this race. I know this video isn't titled like this, but it just popped into my head, which, I mean, we could have did this tomorrow pre-race. But speaking of Eagles, oh my, we got to scroll on by that vehicle. Trying to stay safe here today. There was a post put out by High Limit Racing. I don't know why they just showed 3 pictures of Dustin Daggett. Wait, is this the fake page? I think I just got tricked by the fake page. Or did they abandon this page? Hold on, is this what is this? This is 7 hours ago. What's going? This is the fake page, guy. And there's some fake pages rolling around. I just got tricked. I put in High Limit Sprint Car Series, and I got the fake page. The fake page, ladies and gentlemen, here. So I don't know who, and I know that some people with pages and stuff, we get our comments, and some of them are like spam. Hey, watch the race here. Hey, watch this free link to see Dirt Vision or whatever. I would suggest reporting if you own or run the page, or if anybody sees these comments, don't just ignore them or say that's a fake link. You need to actually report the page that is doing that. So I guess we could give a demonstration. I mean, I feel like this is the fake page. Is this not the fake page or a fake page? They're using Johnny B imagery. I mean, is this not considered like bad? Does no one care if this was put up? I mean, I always report fake pages. Do we report the fake page? You'd have to go in here. I'm not going to do it right now, but report the commenters who are trying to sell legitimate streaming links, because that's like a big deal. That's killing the sport overall. There was a thing about NASCAR today, believe it or not. So this is the actual High Limit Racing. Okay, so there is a High Limit Sprint Car Series that is not High Limit. So I just got tricked by it. But the thing that happened on here today, they posted about the Outlaws. They kind of made fun of the Outlaws who didn't come, I guess, is what I would say. But they said confirmed 4 of the 12 Outlaws are fun to party with. These 4 World of Outlaws regulars are coming to Eagle Raceway tomorrow to face Kubota High Limit Racing for a $55,555 payday at the Bikini Zone Eagle Nationals. And then they list who's going to be there, and it looks like the 4 that are showing up are Logan Schuchart, Giovanni Scelzi, Carson Macedo, and Buddy Kofoid. So the reason I said confusion earlier is this picture right here. So, of course, we've seen Chase Randall doing these amazing videos that in a hotel room. I made a comment on one of his videos. I was like, I don't know why Flow Racing doesn't have, like, some kind of setup in their trailer that they're hauling around to these high-limit events, or invested just a little bit of money into Chase Randall to present this with graphics and a background or a desk. They got the Dirt Vision guy sitting on his desk in the half times of these racing shows. They also have this, like, dirt zone. I can't, somebody described this earlier. I didn't notice it, but apparently Saturday on Dirt Vision, there was a dirt zone. And it was apparently similar to Red Zone, to where it was switching to all the action from each of the dirt races on its own. And I'm assuming that if they did it any similarly to Red Zone, that they had, the guy sitting there on the table. I can't believe that guy's name is slipping my mind, because he's been in TNN, Dan Ratcliffe or something like that. But regardless, I didn't know he had such a history. Then when I went to research more of the broadcast, you see him everywhere in TNN days and ESPN days. But regardless, apparently, Dirt Vision is innovating 10 times better and quicker than Flow Racing. Not only do they have the guy on the desk, apparently they just featured Saturday night a Dirt Zone, which is a Red Zone style, and we can't even get a multi-screen or split screen with Flow, guys. We can't even get that. Why is it we can't have 4, Dirt Vision races on, a square 4 block, or I guess they might offer that. Oh no, I'm going to give them an idea. Is Flow eventually going to offer that and then make it a part of a plus package? Get Flow Sports Plus. With Flow Sports Plus, you get to have additional features like a split screen or up to 4 screens playing at once. I just gave them the idea to take money. I'm sorry. I'm very skilled in the business aspect of the sport, so I see things for what they are. That would be one of them. But are we not surprised that Dirt Vision, and I can't believe this is turning into this, but it needs to be said. Are we surprised that Dirt Vision is heading above everyone else right now in the development and caring about the sport? Have we seen the crowds at these World Outlaw events? And have we seen the crowds at the High Limit Flow Racing events? Now, not saying that's Flow Racing or Brad Sweet's fault, but World Racing Group, Dirt Vision, obviously they seem to be very attentive to at-track fans and everything like that. There is a significant investment when a World Outlaw race is being put on at a rent-a-track or any of these things, and they're putting up billboards. They are doing, World Racing Group is the one thing or one conglomerate that I have seen put the sport kind of in people's faces. Do I think they could do better? Do I think they could do better? Yes, I think they could, but they're doing the best out of everything that's available. And if they're doing that with Dirt Vision, with their Dirt Zone or whatever the heck it is, I mean, that's amazing. But if Flow, with the list of investors, the World Wrestling Entertainment, which obviously Saudi, the list is there. They can't give us a 4 split screen or anything like that. Like I said, I probably gave them the business model with a Flow Racing Plus or something, or Flow Sports Plus. You can have racing here and wrestling there, grappling there. Unfortunately, I think it just costs people extra money per month. But regardless, are we surprised, though? Are we surprised? They can't even, not Chase Rodman. They should be embarrassed that Chase Rodman is in a damn hotel room doing this. Now, apparently when they put his stuff onto the Flow Racing site, there's more graphics or something like that. But why, maybe this is happening to Brad too. Why is the tools not being provided to the operators to get the job done? What kind of Kubota shit is this? We can't, if it was John Deere, none of this would be happening. But what I'm saying is, this is a scenario where we're getting to see what's worth the investment, and and I put this on Chase Rodman's video, that they should be doing something. They should be doing something. Chase Rodman, if you look at the grand scheme of things, Chase Rodman is the closest thing that Flow Racing has right now to NASCAR race day. For the sprint car series especially. I mean, Michael Rigsby does great things in Bloomington, Illinois, not Indiana, sorry. But I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, like, Chase Rodman should be viewed with what he's all doing here as a very important asset to the sport. And you think that would be these types of ideas that he has, instead of him having to get, sticker magnets for the damn numbers of the cars and working on a damn dry erase board or whatever the hell it is back there, whatever, that you'd think that they would understand the position that he is in, what he is to the sport. He's the damn lead announcer. Yes, it felt great to hear Blake Anderson's voice on the microphone. Yes, it was awesome. Still think it should be 2 to 3 announcers on the mic at all times. But regardless, this is a situation where, why be surprised that we don't have a split screen or 4 screens or any of these things with Flow Racing, and we got a dirt zone with Dirt Vision, if that whole organizational situation is going to give this to their NASCAR version of race day. And this isn't a hit on Chase Rodman. I feel like, unfortunately, this is all he can do. And or all he can do with the once again, the tools to be able to operate. So I didn't mean for this to spin off into that, but it does frustrate me because, I feel like I've been in a Chase Rodman position before in my life when I'm like, hey, we could do this, we could do that, we could do this, that, and the other. And whoever's above you, just don't see it as worth it. Don't see it as worth the investment, or tried that one time, it didn't work, or something along the excuses for the innovators, the thinkers of reality, the people who make something out of nothing. And that is basically what Chase Rodman is doing here. He's making something out of nothing, and it's a really good thing. And just imagine if the support system was behind him for these things. Now, the reason I pointed this out to begin with is we just named the 4 World of Outlaw drivers who they have officially confirmed, even tagged the World of Outlaw series in the post. I don't know how this is legal with all the situations that's been at hand. I guess now everybody is going to embrace you're the AFC, we're the NFC. Let's have our little Super Bowls. Let's copy the late model world. Regardless, they listed today Giovanni Scelzi, Logan Schuchart, Carson Macedo, and what's the fourth one? No, the guy that doesn't matter. No, I'm just playing. Who was it? Now you got me wanting to think. It's the fourth one. Oh, Buddy Kofoid. How could I forget? God, I should cry. Praise all be. But anyways, they announced these 4, but on the show for Eagle Raceway with Chase Rodman, once again, supplying the person with the proper information, I guess. He had David Gravel and Sheldon Haudenschild listed on this list. He also has Chase Randall. We're going to be talking about him in just a little bit here later in the show. But apparently he put in the video later that Sheldon Haudenschild and David Gravel had removed themselves from competing in this event. So, interesting. Not sure why. I personally thought when I heard it like 2 weeks ago that David Gravel's 100% in at Eagle. And I was like, really? He ain't going to run Lernerville? Because I thought Lernerville was a little bit better of a track for David, personally. I thought Lernerville would have been a better suit for him because he obviously performed there well last year. But the dates are a little different this year. There is a race around Eldora, but that's not the big 50,000 Silver Cup or whatever. That's a weekend event, I believe. So regardless, he's saving one. I guess Sheldon is saving one. Obviously, we're all thinking that these drivers are going to use 2 of their 4 off nights at Eldora on the week of the King's Road, the Joker's Jackpot or whatever like that. So regardless, we do have a situation here where, things got mixed up a little bit on which outlaw is going to be there, but I'm still surprised we got an official announcement. Another driver that you saw on here is Chase Randall, which obviously Chase Randall had a horrible... I didn't know that we were going to get into this stuff that quick. I had a whole setup where I was going to announce that we got the shop ready. We got Long Live the Chaz's shop has been fixed. We got the hats on there. We got everything on there. But anyway, side note, Chase Randall, who just recovered from this vicious wreck. Hold on. Let's see if we got any commenters in here Obviously, the 4 Outlaws are going to be there. Obviously, people are only going to be running for 5th. I think all 4 of these out to close this segment out, I guess. I think that all 4 of these Outlaws, maybe the one you got to worry about just because he's had a decently off year. I would say you do have to worry about Logan Schuchart not being in that top 5. But I guarantee I would put money. Hold on, we may have to bet. I don't know who saw Emerson Axum win some guy like $3,000 on DraftKings. Apparently in North Carolina you could bet on dirt racing. Because the guy won, he bet like $30 and won $3,000 on Emerson Axum on Midget Week. It was insane. And a bunch of people bet that and won that. They took him to the house. I don't know who's setting the lines, but regardless, if you could make a bet that Gio Scelzi, Carson Macedo, Buddy Kofoid, all 3 are going to run in the top 5 tomorrow. And if Gravel and Sheldon were there, I think that the World of Outlaws would sweep the top 5. I've been saying this all year. I still think it is true, even though David Gravel got slapped around at Port Royal. I mean, he's never been a great superstar at Port Royal, for example. But regardless, I still think that the World of Outlaws is the better bunch at the top of the section of the roster. I just think that they are, guys. I know Tyler Courtney's amazing. I know Brad Sweet's amazing. Brett Marks, Rico can be anything at any time. You know, you got, but I just feel like on a consistency style basis, night in and night out, that the Outlaws top 3, 4 have some of the best consistent upfront runners in 410 sprint car racing, and they're racing against some very competitive race cars as well. Not saying High Limit isn't. But look at Kofoid. He was struggling to win against the Outlaws, but was running consistently. He went to the Kokomo event, so this will be his final race, I would assume. I'm assuming he's going to run the 2 at Eldora, so that would be the 4 off nights he's allowed to have. You know, he almost beat Tyler Courtney at Kokomo without, you know, some theatrics playing a factor. Regardless, I think that Scelzi, Macedo, Kofoid in the top 5. If Schuchart goes out there, and he's capable. I just think he's inconsistent right now. If Schuchart goes out there with the Outlaws and say all 4 of these drivers go top 5, that's a bet right there. That's a risky one. That one should give you some good odds. Like Scelzi, Kofoid, Macedo, top 5. The odds on that, I need to set the lines for these people. The odds on that, you know, plus 200. You know, it's not a big shot. It is kind of, but, I mean, those 3 guys I just named are really good. And you're going to a high bank slinger track, and Macedo, Scelzi, and Kofoid, these are the 3 California killers on the national scene right now in the world outside of SWIA. You know, I'm just saying, they're going to be fast at that facility. So to bet on those 3 being in the top 5, that really wouldn't be that much of a long shot. But if you were to throw in Schuchart, who does run well on quarter miles, but it's not like he's done anything fancy this year. The shark hasn't been eaten this year. I think even he would say that. If you were to put a bet out there, those 4 in the top 5 at High Limit tomorrow, that's at least a plus 1,000, right? Or plus 1,200. So you bet $10, you get 100, or you bet $100, you get 1,000. I'm just saying that makes that that may even be longer than that. It may be a plus 2,000. That may be a plus 2,000. So regardless, these are the interesting things around Flow and Dirt Vision. Even though Dirt Vision is doing such a much better job, the confusion here between, you know, the underutilized asset of Chase Rodman and getting him the correct names and numbers, although I guess it's okay if you're an Outlaw team and you flip-flop back and forth. I mean, throw confusion into the monkey wrench that is High Limit at this point, and you're throwing Chase Rodman in a damn hotel with a dry erase board. Where's the investment into your stars? They ain't just on the track. But regardless, I wonder what y'all think. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that that's a long shot? I'm curious. Do y'all think that that's a long shot? Oh, my. Gravel backed out because of crashes and had to do and had work to do on the Knoxville car. I could see that. I could see that for sure. Obviously, down to a 10-point lead over Carson Macedo. Macedo's on a roll, and Gravel's depending on tow trucks right now. Imagine if that tow truck didn't help David. He probably would have lost the point lead. 10 points is 5 spots, guys. If that A main goes green and David Gravel finishes 18th or 20th or whatever the last car on the lead lap would have been, he would have been second in points. So that tow truck, the tow train saved his points lead, technically. I know Jeremy Elliott was talking about changing the points lead, but geez, I mean, it swung pretty quick here for David Gravel. I'm just saying. Stephen Penland says, last year, Selzy third, Kofoid fourth. And if we're not going to say, you really don't think Macedo's going to run up there, guys? You really don't? The guy who's tracking Gravel down in the points league? Come on now. Come on, Mark Besaw. Okay, so before we switch topics here, this is for Mike Besaw because Mike Besaw wanted a free the Chaz t-shirt, ladies and gentlemen. He wanted a free the Chaz t-shirt, and the Chaz provided. We did do some redesigning to the website. It needs to be made up a little bit better, but the shop is active. The older website, we had some issues. Some technical difficulties. It was just too much. I built that site. It was really, really, really strong, very innovative, but it was just too much imagery, too much going on, and it was having issues loading sometimes. So we destroyed that, 100% tanked that website, rebuilt this one as more so of a e-commerce based site. I haven't put too much into this yet, so there's still some stuff I have to operate. But a free the Chaz t-shirt. I'm probably gonna buy this. This free the Chaz right here. This is legitimate stuff right here. Look at this. A free the Chaz canvas art piece. Look at this, guys. I can't look at that. That is just. Oh, we got to have that in the background of a show. We have to. Mark, this was a great idea, and we got crunk as hell the other night and really set the look. So this thing's actually kind of expensive. I think even the small one's like $40, but you could get a big giant one, 30 inches big. Let's see what that looks like. Do we have any images on the 30 inches? Oh, okay. It's not showing it, but it's 30 inches big. That's got to be huge. But that is definitely a huge number as well. So yeah, $126. That's insane. It says uncategorized, but we do have shirts. They're not that expensive. We did bring some Dirt Track State of Mind merchandise back. Of course, Dirt Track State of Mind where everything started here. But also the Free the Chaz, Long Live the Chaz Professional Gaslighter shirts on there. The same mug that I have here is on the site now as well. Right there, it's a 15-ounce mug. There is an 11-ounce option as well. I thought I unchecked that. I only like big coffee cups. The little ones, I just don't. But the Free the Chaz t-shirt is on the site. And it ain't just in the black, guys. It ain't just in the black. $20, depending on your size, but $20. Military green. Heather military green. Dude, that looks clean. Hold on. Where's that pink? Where's that charity pink? Bro. That's a Heather charity pink. I like doing it like this. This is nice. Got that light pink, the Columbia blue. Bro. Army. That army color though, bro. We enlisted in the drama. Heather orange. What's that look like? And then a bright orange. And then of course your black. Aqua or asphalt. This is that gray. That asphalt. Purple always looks good on shirts as well. For some reason, I like these purples. Purple does look clean. Sizes are from an extra small to a 5XL. So even if you ate a bunch of McDonald's, you could still have some Chaz merchandise. Like I said, and then there's just this straight up the Chaz stuff. We do have some hats. The hat I have on right now, for some reason, we're having issues on syncing the product. Where's that one color? Yeah, I like that purple. We do have models on the up and up, by the way. Models are coming, ladies and gentlemen. DM me if you think you could be one. We got a tryout, if you know what I'm saying. Coming this week, actually. This weekend show could be crazier than tomorrow's. I do feel like I need to respond to this video while we're here. This is about the tow truck deal, where I say I think going forward in sprint car racing that you should have some kind of requirement that you can't work on the car until the tow truck is disconnected, whether that's on a jack or jack stands, as I said in here. But I also said somebody's not listening. Everyone's not listening. I said dirt car lifts or some kind of, like the late model guys have. They do have them. They do work with sprint cars. But in these scenarios, we don't have really any other sports where tow trucks are assisting guys fix their race cars. Most of them have pit stalls. Most of them have jacks. These other professional forms of motorsports, they have stalls and shit. I don't know if that means every team needs to invest in getting one of these Freedom dirt car lifts or whatever. And portable fucking air tanks so you can pop them up or whatever. But I do think that removing the tow truck from this situation removes, and this was my bigger point here, when you're David Gravel in the 2 car and stuff like that happens, you really don't need it to, because I don't think David Gravel needs help to, get back on the track. But when it looks that bad, when you're in that scenario and that happens, it looks bad. It looks, like I said in the show, it looks Brad Sweet-Skell-esque. Just because of who you are, the series, points leader, all this stuff, not just who you are as far as, who sits on the car, where one of the biggest races of the week, or weeks of racing are, for the Outlaws. It just looks bad. And I think if you can remove this tow truck from the scenario where it's a drop it off and then the team goes to work, I think that you have a little bit of a cleaner situation. The reason I'm bringing up the jacks and the jack stand, though, is because people are saying you must not know how unsafe that can be. And I do agree. I mean, a jack or a jack stand could be somewhat potentially unsafe as you're thrashing and pulling on the car. Maybe this is where dirt racing does have to class it up. Do we need stalls in particular? I mean, I know we see these guys with their mules lined up. Should there be a situation where one of these dirt car lifts, Freedom dirt car lifts, are sitting there readily available for a guy or for them to, when the car comes in, you put the lift underneath the damn car, you set the car on the ground, hit the damn lift, and it goes up into the air, and the team goes to work. This sounds like progression. Instead of swinging a damn car off the back of a 1996 Ford F-250 or something. I'm just saying, it not only removes this gray area of dependency, but it just looks more professional that way. That way, when everything's fixed, you hit the damn lift, it goes right to the ground. We see all these late models come to the ground like there's some kind of Back to the Future scenario. I'm just saying, it just looks more professional at the same time as well. I don't necessarily think jacks or jack stands would be great, but something needs to happen to where these tow trucks are not assisting. I just think that removes all the green areas. There's no lack of equipment or lack of ability or excuses for the cleanup or the removal of cars or anything to happen on the track so that everybody can go back to green flag racing. There's no more of those excuses. Oh, well, they kept that truck there, or they did this, or they did that. Nope. All the trucks that are available to clean this wreck up and get back to green flag so that this car is not getting specially treated to are available, and it's happening. The work and the repair and the situation with the car that is happening on the damn racetrack. And I just think that's how it should be. Or on the damn race team. It's on the team itself. The tow truck is not assisting the team repair the vehicle. Sorry, we had a decently aligned brain fart there, regardless. Let's see here. I'm sure people are commenting now. Oh, they don't like that. Kenny Wallace does this too. Said guy with truck you had on. I don't know what that means. Somebody said, looks like a George Michael shirt. All right, Tyler Swank's in here, so we got to be serious. I've never met anyone in my travels, racing or not, that's ever thought they were overpaid. Okay, how did that conversation come up? What is this, the shopping channel? Nice one, Velox. How did teams or not that's ever thought they were overpaid? No, there's no way that's ever happened. Who said that? Oh, wait, here we go. Doesn't matter about overrated, underrated, overrated. I'd take his bank account over mine. Oh my God, what's happening here? Free Kyle. What's happening here in the comments? What's going on? Dave is looking at the bigger picture. Oh, okay, so this must be based on David Gravel going to stay away from Eagle. Swank is saying David's looking at a bigger picture. Don't blame him. Gravel is overrated, Mr. Swank. So Steven and Tyler Swank getting into it here in the comment sections. This is awesome. Everybody loves going to Facebook and reading the comments. It's fun to do it on camera live and get reactions. I am over the work area. Okay, somebody's over it. Steven, doesn't matter. Okay, now it all makes sense. Now we all connected the dots on what's going on. Garrett said, are you going to Eagle? Hell no. I ain't wasting my money going to Eagle. It's a hell of a race. I just don't know. It ain't worth it to me to walk into these gates anymore right now. It just ain't. I'm enjoying the streaming, the talking, the doing, the being somewhere at a normal time, normal day. I just race chased for a month and a half. We're going to take a damn break from the hotel rooms. I'm just saying. I ain't getting paid. If I get paid anything, it's on these ads of YouTube, and that's mainly, most of the time, people like watching me talk, not watching me go and race chase all the time. So that's where we're at right now. Anyway, so this is good for Swank and everyone to be here because I'm about to get into some very interesting talks here. And what we're going to get into is this incident at Wayne County. Now, people may not agree with this now. Random girls message or asking for friend requests. I swear to God, man, I was going to make a post about this today, but I'm scrolling down my Facebook and the suggested friends list is nothing but blondes with big, I don't know if it's because Sparkle Belt, or something happened where Facebook's algorithm is just reading me, talk about Sparkle Belt and blonde and all that. Me and freaking Spike did our talk show and it picked up on my voice saying that, my phone listening in. But it's just blondes, very busty, from mainly Pennsylvania, some in this area. It's just all day long. It's just a list. If I go, hold on, I may do that right now. I may show y'all my suggested friends list. It's ridiculous. Hold on, we're going to do that, actually. We're going to do that. I don't want to be called bullshit on this, because this is ridiculous. Hold on, where's my friend request? Friends. Suggestions. Hold on. Well, you can't see it, but you can kind of see it. Earlier, I had it on blocks. Earlier, it had it on blocks. Now it's just got it on the side. But earlier, when this whole thing over here was blocked, it was six. It was 5 rows of 6 people, and it was just over and over and over. You can kind of see what I'm talking about almost, even in the little circles, over and over. I'm like, why are you doing this, Facebook? Leave me alone. I'm trying to join Spike in being celibate. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. It's all around this Wayne County situation. So these are the images. I know some people have seen what I'm talking about or watched it. We're not going to do a video replay because Flow Racing is a douchebag. I just can't. They're treating Chase away. They can't give us 4 split screens. I probably gave them a business model to where they're going to charge us 10 more extra bucks to have 4 blocks to watch races on. Regardless, I'm not going to play the video, but this is the still imagery, and it is really hard to say this guy's last name. This guy, Jedrzejek, can anyone help me explain how this guy's name is actually spelled or said? It's I know his first name's Kasey, but it's Jedrzejek or something like that. That's the guy's actual name. It's Jedrzejek, is in this 11 car. And this, let me just open this up to bigger frame so you can see more detail. He is in the 11 car. So this is the beginning of a heat race. Danny Sams is the leader. The 11 car threw I'm going to say a halfway soft slider into 1 and 2. Okay. I'm just going to say, I'll say Kasey. Kasey threw a halfway soft slider into 1. And where his car is at, notice where the shades of dirt are located on this. So this is where we're going to, because I'm doing still imagery here, I'm going to give you this angle, which Skyler Gee just blasted the top. Danny Sams in this 11 machine drove a very similar line. Kind of because how the entry of the corner kind of was where you see Brock Hallett back there, the white, orange numbered blue car. That's about where you entered on the bottom. You could have entered where that black and green one was, but it was just as bad. Regardless, you were kind of drifting up off of 2, it seemed like. Most people were at this instant of the night. But once again, Skyler Gee blasted the top. We'll go to the next image. And this is where I'm slightly confused. So, obviously, we see from the image before how much of a gap there was. You see where the 11 is located. Notice the shades of dirt. We go to the next one, and yeah, he's moved up a little bit, but it's not like, I mean, him and Danny Sams are almost, as far as shades of dirt, you look at the 11, you look at the 24 in this image here, they are slightly lower on the track, but their trajectory is pretty much the same from this frame to the next one. I mean, he's a little lower, slightly behind. And if you look at Skyler Gee blasting the top, I don't know who else saw this. In the video, you could kind of see Skyler Gee come down the track, kind of straighten up and just slap the 11. I don't know what he was doing there. I don't know if he does either. But to me, there was room up there for another vehicle. And I believe that it looked like to me the 11 machine of Kasey left Skyler Gee, I would say 1.15 of a car length to drive around him. And, well, Danny Sams ain't leaving much. But regardless, we go to the next frame. You see where contact's made here. This is what I meant by this. Look at where he's at on the shade of dirt here in this image. Let me get this even bigger for y'all so you can see. You look at where he's at on the shade of dirt in this image. So we see it there. See it there. The 11 really didn't move up much from this point, from this frame to this frame. I mean, maybe a front tire higher up the track. Of course, this is after the contact, and when the contact was made, it shot the 11 car a little more straight. But even in the video, I feel like the 11 of Kasey left a lane, and Skyler Gee made some mistakes here, and let's just say it's a racing incident, caused the racing incident to occur. And then, obviously, after that's happened, you know, I mean, Skyler Gee just stayed in the throttle. I mean, if you go watch the video, it's weird. It's honestly weird, because you see Skyler Gee with this, I mean, look at the gap he made up here. And Wayne County's a little dusty of a racetrack, but he makes up this ground. To me, he made like a mistake here and came down a little bit. He comes down from this point to this point. He comes down on the racetrack, because you can even tell. Look at where his tail tank is located up there on the cushion in this imagery. You see where the left rear tire is at, and even you could see the dust from where the contact is made. The car's, you know, another half car length lower on the track when the contact is made. So he's moved the car length down from the top, from this image to this one. Whereas the car on the bottom really hasn't moved up a lane at all. And in my opinion, that left enough of a groove, enough of a lane for Skyler Gee to go by. But he didn't. He hit him, and then he, like, floorboarded into the back of Sam's. I didn't understand that either. And then another car piles in, and we got these cars sitting over here together. Now, this is where, honestly, this is where things get weird. I guess we could call it weird. Skyler Gee gets out of the car. He comes over here, he starts wailing on this Kasey guy, which apparently this Kasey guy might be under 18, I'm not sure. They said he's a kid. I've been seeing the comments. He's a kid, he's a kid, he's a kid. If he is a kid, you're flirting with felony. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. But he's still strapped in the car at this point when he comes over there, starts hitting him, while he's still strapped in the car, mind you. Then they get out of the car. He got out of the car, walked over here to where you see the driver in the black suit is. Skyler Gee had walked around towards his vehicle, but then he walked back up and continued to, you know, bitch the dude out, kind of at this still imagery, hit him again. And then Skyler Gee goes to walk away, and then these guys roll up onto the scenario and start attacking. You could see the hand hitting the driver in the face, Kasey in the face, this guy right here. And this guy right here, in the hoodie, I don't know his name, he probably don't like me much anymore. If he did, I'm sorry. But that guy did the completely wrong thing, because prior to this hit that we see here that he inflicted onto the driver in a racing incident that could potentially be blamed on Gee. Let's be honest about it. This incident could potentially be blamed on Gee for not holding a groove at the top of the racetrack. He comes over here. He grabbed Kasey, threw him into Gee's car. This is after they pulled Kasey back up. And I believe this is after he pulled him up. I don't need to go word for word here, but they threw him across the car of Gee almost, or into the Gee car. Obviously, you see the strike here, and then had to be removed from officials, or from the incident by officials. So this was like Jerry Springer on steroids, guys. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's a bad look. In my opinion, it's a bad look. This is where I think, once again, just got back from Australia, 3 months in Australia, and how they treat this sport in Australia. I just keep bringing it up, but man, it was. Most people saw me do my Australia content. I had people message me, why ain't you bitching about something? They have to be pulling some bullshit out over there. What the hell? Why ain't you done any rant videos or this, that, and the other? There was nothing to rant about. They respected the sport. They projected it as professional. They didn't love this stuff. They put it on TV with Supercars and AFL. They presented it like it was a big, important situation or deal, like the drivers mattered, like the respect for the sport matters. Stuff like this just don't swing over there. Stuff like this right here, Skyler Gee could potentially, and his crew member would be suspended from racing in the country for, I would say, probably at least 6 months, potentially a year, from being able to compete in any style, or you're basically, you won't be allowed in the pits. Your license, because you have to have a license to enter the pitting area in Australia, your license would be suspended for 6 months to potentially a year or more. I think the crew guy should be done in racing. Honestly, this guy should be done. I think if this was Australia, the guy in the hoodie here is done forever. Like, if I'm Speedway, I'm just saying, if this was a potential scenario, this guy's just done. And that's that. But that's once again, I hate to say this, but that's one of the advantages of, and a way it can be regulated and presented professionally to society, is that you don't allow the trash to keep on taking itself out on your stage of motorsports. Because you got a government body that regulates the whole entire country. And if you don't play by a professional set of rules, you get treated like a non-professional. You're not allowed in the damn pitting area. I think that's a benefit. That's one of the lacking things, because just say, Ohio Speedway, you're done for the week, you can't come back. All right, well, let's go to another track. All right, we'll be at Outlaws this weekend. Fine, we won't finish the week or something. All these excuses for the actions that's happening here just because they can afford to race. Once again, that don't happen over there, or that don't really happen in any kind of sport that is presented professionally, and maybe that's why they call it amateur. We allow it to be. Some people would cheer it to be. It made me think, speaking of that Speedway Australia, it made me think about this situation. Look at this. Let me show you how it goes down over there. So there was a situation when I was in Australia, and it blew my mind. This should blow all your minds. This is Jesse Attard, right? He got taken out in a heat race. His was a little, he kind of did it to himself. So it was very similar. I think it was kind of a racing deal. He kind of did it to himself. He gets out the car, right? And he throws his steering wheel at a car. Flicks it off. This is at Premier Warrnambool. He's mad. No harm, no foul, right? No harm, no foul. I guess y'all would say that, right? That wasn't really a big deal. That wasn't nothing bad. That little wheel toss right there wasn't a big fine, but he was suspended from racing, banned from racing for 3 months for throwing a wheel, and fined as well. Some people say it was a little soft, although it was just a wheel toss. Some people wanted more. Some people wanted a year. Some people wanted thousands and thousands of dollars to be inflicted onto the wheel toss. Of course, it was only 500 in 3 months. Of course, not a bad guy. I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just using this as an example of if we were regulating our American sport properly and for a presentable aspect, this professional, this high limit where everybody thinks it should be going, which I think over there, in at least their world, they're doing it right, and we could maybe learn from them. If we're going to take it professional, and this is kind of like a base model of how you deal with it, throwing a damn steering wheel is $500 and a 3-month suspension from racing in the country. Not racing Ohio Speed Week or Fast Series, racing anywhere, period. You're not allowed into the pitting areas. If that's 3 months, what the hell? What in God's green earth do you think this would be worth over there? That's why I say this guy would be gone forever from racing. This guy wouldn't be allowed in the pitting area ever again in his life in Australia for this. Attacking potentially under, I ain't got the age on him yet. I didn't go researching him that much. Obviously he's in the 11 car, which I believe that's the same car Buddy Kofoid was in. But this guy comes out of nowhere and starts attacking this guy. You know, and then who knows what this would all be worth? Who knows what this would all be worth? And then once again, I'm still seeing a lane for a car above him, buddy. I'm still seeing a lane. If this 11 car, let me tell you something. Y'all could be like, oh, Chaz, you're soft. If this 11 car would have straight up just put that 99 in that guardrail and the 99 went flipping, and the 11 spins out and comes to a stop, and that shit happens, okay. But that's not what I saw. If that what I just explained was to happen, okay. Punch the dude in the face, whoop his ass. That's not what I saw. I saw a driver error on the 99's part, honestly, because the 11 car of Kasey leaving a lane is the right way to drive. That's not an error. I saw Skyler Gee not be able to hold a lane. That's what I saw. And I just can't believe that this is accepted. Not this part. Well, even this point, maybe replays need to be on these guys, dashboards so they can see it instantly before they do stuff like this. But this guy over here with the hoodie on, banned from racing, period. The whole country. That's how it should be inflicted. That's how these people, that's how they learn to be professional over there. If you don't play by the rules, you get out. Ain't no, you leave this track and go over there, no, out. And that's how they get actual punishments. Now, these punishments or these actions, I think when they're happening, the drivers, the people involved, they're not really caring if there is repercussions this night or with this series. Fuck y'all, just go somewhere else next week. That's why it happens. We don't have a real infrastructure to enforce professionalism within our own sport. And then you got the fans in the stands cheering and yeehawing, and this is entertainment. Let the trash take itself out. If you want to put professionalism in the sport, and those people are disappointed. That way we ain't got to tell them to leave. But anyways, there was some rebuttal on the entire scenario. Some people think it was great. Oh, wait, ripping the lip. All right, we'll mix that one. Oh, what's going on here? Why did everything just crash? All right, there we go. So, I put on my Facebook page, ripping the lip is getting a new meaning in Wayne County. Somebody said Gee needs to calm the F down. I said, I thought he left him a lane. I said, yeah, I don't know why he was slapping that guy around. Somebody said, yeah, no kidding. And especially when the kid's still strapped in the car. Gee is a bitch. He needs kicked out. People are saying this across the board, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. They're saying that Skyler Gee should be done. It's too bad we don't have an actual infrastructure to enforce that. The crew guy should be done completely, in my opinion. He needs kicked out. Agreed. Plus, some of the crew fighting is terrible on the track. Now, see, this is where you get into that gray area. You've always heard fighting in the pits, no fighting. We've heard the intro at the Chili Bow. fighting in the pits, if you do it, you're kicked out, you're blah, blah, blah. But if you do it on the track, I'll give you $50. So it's kind of catch-22. But, man, some of these guys need some replays. I missed it. I want to see. I hate that MFer. Somebody hates him. Once again, I said I thought he left him a lane. Somebody asked if I was there. No. G gets DQ'd for the rest of the night. Crash Fest. These guys suck. Might as well put fenders on. There was another rebuttal from a decent racing guy. Let's see here. Shawn Michael. Oh, that's not the decent racing guy. Shawn Michael. G should be parked for a few races. Wow. Shawn. Classing it up, are we? Wow. Shawn Michael, when he sees the replay, he was going to smoke Sam's if Kasey hadn't slid up into him. No reason for his BS. Honestly, the crew members should be ejected. He threw Kasey into G's car, like I was saying, and could have hurt him pretty bad. Now, how old is this Kasey guy? Is he underage? Is this guy underage? 2005. What would that make him? Is he just turned 18 then? Wow, that's crazy to think. 15 would be 10. And then obviously 25 would be 20. So is he 18 or 17? January 19th. So I think that does put him at 18. Just turning 18, I believe. But still a kid. Kasey Jedrzejek. Is that how you say it? Did I get it right? Drives the Heat Star car usually. But regardless, that is a incident that, the sport needs to crack down on this stuff to be able to present it in this next level fashion that y'all want. You know, the fight in motorsports is on the track. In race cars, the battle, the race is the fight to me. And like I said, circumstantially, that was bullshit. Circumstantially, if he destroys his car blatantly, maybe you react like that, but does the crew member come and do that? The crew member should be done completely in the sport. Let's see what you are saying. See, Jeff is the problem. This guy wants dirt track to be some super regulated thing like circuit open wheel racing because he is hurt by NASCAR fans' comments about dirt racing. Fist fights happen in oval racing. Take the trash out. The professionals never fight because they'd missed their flight. That's ridiculous. Did we not just see Ricky Stenhouse? You shouldn't get a suspension from fighting now. If you take them out intentionally on the track with intent, then yes, but no. That's so sad. Wow. Somebody with some sense. John Coyle. G needs to be suspended and fined. If Cruz has banned him from series for 6 months, he should even be on a track. What you call the trash is 95% of humanity. Sorry, people like fights. Well, then go to a fight, not a race. G got out of the throttle because of Sam's. It was G's fault. Then he hit the wall. Was a racing deal. At the most, it was a racing deal. In my opinion, G did it. G caused it. I'm skipping over Jeff. Jeff is a part of the problem. I just don't believe it. I watched a lot of exposed motorsport while I was over there and presented professionally with some class over there. And I felt envious in a point of how it operated. Even some of the country tracks. So Jeff Chaz just wants the best for the sport he loves, man. Yeah, exactly. Jeff is just wanting to trash it up, man. It's sad. BR1 Motorsport says, agree both should be suspended. Sport needs to be more regulated. Chaz, you are correct on the G incident. One thing to be upset. Another to hit someone. That's a crime. Possibly a felony. This is true. I mean, there is a situation where I believe somebody hit someone. Something happened. I think it was the shootout incident. I'm not sure exactly. Somebody's getting a felony because I guess if you hit someone and they get hurt, like injured, like if you hit someone and they get up and walk away and they say, "Oh, my nose hurts," or you got a scar on the head or something like that. Apparently in today's world, this is today's world. I mean, I grew up in the ghettos getting my ass game beat when I whooped somebody my own age, and then 2 hours go by and you're 1-on-5. So I'm just saying, in today's world, apparently if you hit somebody and they get injured, say they fall on the ground and they crack their head, or they go to brace themselves and they break their arm, or you hit them and you actually break their nose, or you knock some teeth out, and cops show up and everything is filed and reported, apparently that's a felony nowadays. So if y'all are really good at fighting and you actually clock somebody like they should be, I'm just saying, like they should be clocked, and they get injured, in today's world, when charges come arise, apparently that's a felony charge. So, think you lose your right to vote at that point? No, Jeff. Section 8. I went to Bryan Adams. In Gaston Middle School. Go look up those. Bryan Adams High School, Gaston Middle School. Go look up that. Go look up. There's a reason I can rap, Jeff. There's a reason I can rap. Race teams can be sued, so there also could be civil implications. Yes, according to Aussie rules, Gee should be quarantined, vaccinated, required to mask for 90 days. Now, that's exaggerant. You're just, okay, go vote for Trump. That's fine if you vote for Trump, but that's an exaggeration, regardless. So you're saying you're fighting as a kid, but it's not okay for them to fight after wrecking on the track. No, well, first of all, I think that the rules today in society are soft, personally. That's what I think. But these are the realities that you face when you get into a fight at a dirt track nowadays. It isn't just as much as some people want it to be Wild West. It isn't the Wild West. It isn't. So you should be a convicted felon. Now Jeff is just running with all he can because he's staring himself in the mirror and he sees himself as the problem. I hope you do get some help, Jeff. I really do. But anyways, hopefully this all gets resolved. Hopefully that crew member, y'all ain't talking about the crew member. Hold on, let's see. Any comments on the crew member? I guess that was fine. That was cool too. That was just legitimate. Okay. We did have this other angle of this chase, or not other angle, an extended view of this Chase Randall situation at Knoxville. I hadn't seen this before. It was posted by Scott Reister. Scott Reister, I think is his name. Let's see here. This is like an extended view of this Chase Randall situation, and I hadn't seen this. And it says, wild video after a scary wreck at the Knoxville races. Chase Randall's car erupts in flames. Incredible response by all. Randall drops and rolls. So this actually goes past that. We've all seen the flames go up and then the camera go away. This was actually posted at 4 p.m. today on Twitter. So you see Randall get out of the car. See, all the clips I saw had stopped at this point right as he pops out. This actually extends past that. He goes on the ground, starts rolling. The flame actually engulfs. I would say it engulfs at that point. They're spraying him down. Obviously, a big flame that not a lot of people had seen it, or until that I had seen until seeing this today. Let me get it a little bit bigger for everybody to see. This was a really scary incident. Almost the same spot as the Macedo incident last year, which was creepily enough happening in that same region of the racetrack. Obviously, the track officials at Knoxville, some of the best, and got even better after the Macedo deal. You know, I heard my video that I took of the Macedo situation and put up. The officials there, you know, watched that. Chico, I heard at Silver Dollar, a bunch of fire safety officials came up to me after that Macedo incident and said they learned so much after that Macedo situation by watching my video on how to respond and things like that. And I heard even some of the people here with Knoxville learned from that situation. They probably learned the best because they were literally there involved. So I guess kind of the best area for it to happen because they probably trained for that situation at that section of the racetrack as well, or at least had visual references of what to and what not to do based on last year as well. But this is just a little bit more extended. Now, I bring this up as well because there was an interesting post on Twitter by Kevin Swindell, and he seems to be referencing a little bit more of a situation that isn't being attended to, at least in his eyes, just a little bit. Obviously, Infernal Armor. Hold on. Let me make sure I get this right. Let me put this. Jamie Ball assisted in getting the Infernal Armor. I believe that's what it is. With Kevin Thomas Jr. The spray bottle. We interviewed Kevin Thomas Jr. about it. It's a spray bottle deal you put on your suit. And I had a debate with a guy in Australia, funny enough. He was always hating on American SFI regulations, but he was like, this spray-on stuff, it closes the pores on the suit and you can't breathe, and a suit being breathable is what makes it safe. And Kevin Thomas Jr. explained in our interview that the pores on the suit do not, suck up and close until being exposed to extreme amount of heat. Once it senses that heat, that's when the chemicals actually react and make that closed off shield that we've all saw that product do. So it was really lucky that Chase Randall apparently got a bottle of that. Somebody gave it to him and he sprayed it on his racing suit when this occurred. Apparently the only burn, it says right here, I believe, minor burns, or it said in the post, this last one with the incident, slight burn around his chin. So that's all that happened to Chase Randall with this incident. But what Kevin Swindell's talking about here is a completely other different situation that I actually halfway dealt with this year. He says, can we have a safety council meeting about mandating quality in tail tanks maybe going forward? Seems like the majority of our fire issues are self-inflicted to some extent outside of the tanks getting busted. Nothing really bad about what we have, but I can't go buying anything nicer either. So this is more so against, or a question on the tail tanks, because we have seen tail tanks flare out. We have seen issues around tail tanks. The reason I say I had personal experience, when I was actually in PA a month ago with Callum and the Trone team, there was an issue in hot laps and halfway in qualifying where Callum was getting some, cold sensations, and methanol was actually getting on him in the race car going around the track. And there was a situation where there was an issue with the bladder of the fuel cell. And I literally went down to TJ Stutz, Ethan Stutz, good people. Ethan Stutz, really cool guy, actually. And got a tail tank and brought it down, new bladder, new tank and everything like that. Brought it down. They put it on the car, was able to race. But this is more talking about the tail tank safety, like mandating tail tank safety. Mike Hess comes in here, one of the first commenters. Of course, High Limit now, running High Limit situation over there. Former World Outlaw guy. Sprint Car Council met again at PRI this year. Fuel cells were brought up again for the 1,638th time. I know Tom has tried to pressure them to do something, and they just seem to not care. With all the recent fuel cell failures, I would think they should be concerned. Kevin Swindell says that was terrifying to see it go up like that on Chase so fast. Thank God he was physically good from the crash to pop out. Imagine if he was knocked out, guys. Imagine if he was knocked out. That would have been really bad. One thing for sure, or one thing for the shell to break, but another for the bladder to break so easily as well. Somebody asked about wonder why the fire suppression system didn't work either. I know it didn't in the 2KS car, but don't think it went off in the Washington crash either. I know almost nothing about them, but they've been less than effective in what I've seen, and think most are scared of them going off during maintenance. Unless you can't get out, I don't think you will ever pull it before you just attempt hopping out. Mandating long. So this is an interesting scenario around tail tanks. Some guy even offered up a new design, I guess this is somebody says he says I was on the original safety council asked to participate for my engineering background. I have some solutions. They are SFI 28.2 approved. 28.2 approved. In addition to strength improvements, the complete assembly is approximately 1,000 less than an industry standard tank. Prototypes shown. Interesting. That's similarly resembling the Kevin Swindell midget tanks, or the Swindell midget tanks they have on the Chili Bowl midgets. Interesting enough. I don't think there really is any more pictures, just a bunch of comments on the scenario. Oh, want to give a big shout out. That did happen. Zachary Patterson from the David Gravel team did pick up a 305 sprint car victory win at Huset's, which I do want to bring up Huset's for just a little bit, but we'll get reactions on this. Do you think, and I definitely think, because I experienced this, the bladders, obviously you got Kevin Swindell worried, Mike Hess worried, he can't get nothing done. If Mike Hess can't get nothing done or implemented, what are we going to do? Are we really going to have to hit this Mark Chevalier guy up and have him start busting these tail tanks out for the world to have? What's going on here? What do we need to do here? Because this fire deal's real. Fire suppression systems, I mean, where are they at, guys? I don't see fire suppression systems helping. So this glorified fix is glorifying burning in front of our eyes. That's twice now, guys. In the same spot at the best track in the country. Where did it even go off? At least on Macedo's car, we saw it going off on the ground somewhere. Where is it here? And once again, when you got so much fuel in these race cars, what are you going to do even if the little bottle does go off? But that's 2 failures for sure. And they're saying it could have something to do with these tail tanks, regulations on how they're building them, bladder systems, something along the lines that needs to be changed. So what's going on? What do you think? Let's hear it. Macedo's went off 30 feet behind him. Yep, it came off the car. We saw that. Big crash first lap of a Silver Crown race years ago at Sacramento. A few drivers jumping into the lake in the middle of the track. Nobody knew they were on fire. Well, they dyed the fuel now, so that's why we could see the fuel burning prior to it going engulfed. So going to Knoxville this weekend, we will see. We will see. That is something I did want to say here. Hold on, let me see if I can get up some highlights. After I brought up that Huset's topic. This Huset's topic, I did want to talk about this. Let's see this. I'm curious. I'm gonna research this while y'all put some comments up. We may have a Huset's topic coming up right now. Oh, and they're waiting on this one. Let me see here. Do we have a topic or not? I don't think we do. Unfortunately. I don't think we do. I thought it was widened out just a little bit, but we don't. It's not. I'm sorry. The suppression system was a big money grab. A brand shouldn't be mandatory, just a rating. That's true. That is true. But obviously, the people building these tail tanks, you'd think they would care a little bit more to listen to Mike Hess and Kevin Swindell. That's ridiculous for them not to. But anyways, should we do, it's 11:30. Do we do call-ins? We're just past an hour. We got a good show in. I think we should end it there. I guess that's it. Human versus race car. Let's fix this. Human versus human, fight till the death. There you go, Garrett. You said it right there. You said it right there. I'm just viewing it as the same. I'm just viewing it as the same with a logical perspective. I'm not looking at it like, well, I mean, maybe if I was, dressed up as the tow train guy the other night, we may be indulged into that. But once again, tomorrow night, we're going to be soaring like an eagle here on the channel, guys. Soaring into this show. Tomorrow night's going to get crazy. Tomorrow night's going to get crazy. Did anybody say anything with the crew, guys? Crew shouldn't get involved. Well, it looked like Gee's fault. Slap kids around. Skyler Gee is a Canadian. Don't know about his crew member, but if he were to be charged, he'd possibly be booted out of the United States. Interesting. Never understood how someone can assault someone during a sporting event and somehow it is legal. It's interesting. It's interesting, but it's okay. Apparently it's okay. It's okay. To the Jeffs of the world. The Jeffs of the world. Do you work for Jeff Gordon? Are you trying to keep us down? Probably are. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that's going to do it. Our show, hour 13. It is a Monday night. We ain't trying to keep y'all here all night long. Just past or right 11:40. So, hour 13 minutes into this. Tomorrow night, though, we are going to be here during the High Limit event so we can react to the favoritism, the monarchy. What is going to happen tomorrow? Are they going to, if it's an outlaw, say Carson Macedo gets into a wreck, are they going to put him on a tow truck, take him to the work area, and then drop him on the ground because the Chaz said something? And then maybe, you know, Britt Marks has an issue and they leave him hooked up on the tower. Is that what's going to happen? Is that what's going to happen? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, live here on the Chaz, during High Limits, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Be ready for it. It's coming. It's coming. The Eagles have landed, and they're going to be landed on your screen tomorrow. Oh, trust me. We're going to be at the Continental, and things are going down. Things are going down. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out the Long Live the Chaz website for the new merch that is out. Free the Chaz merchandise. I got to go buy that canvas still right now. Maybe we can have that in the background tomorrow. We will see. And we will hopefully have this show approved by Jeremy Elliott. I'm sure he'll call me now. Oh, you're so much better when you're sobered up. Well, hold on for about 24 hours and we'll see what you think then. Thanks for tuning in, not turning in to me like Skyler Gee, but tuning in to me tonight like Tyler Swank. I like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, catch you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.
Ready to rip, ready to reach. Place my bets, hey, you never know when playing on hopes what you could achieve. Making the goal, peace with the soul, don't matter the bottle with what you believe. Cause if I'm taking it all in the calling, it's harder with nothing that's harder than free. Not giving up, no, don't trip, gotta go. Take a slip, make a pass on the low. Put it down the gas for a show. Slide a pass on the grass for the oh. Got first, never last for the oh no. To the pass, it's the